Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make are iced spice bars. Well, cookies. This is an easy recipe. And if any of you have watched my videos, and I've got quite a few, I like very quick and easy and simple recipes, but good results, good tasting desserts or cookies or cakes or breads, whatever that I'm making. So let's get started. This particular recipe can be done with a hand mixer. It can be made even by hand in a bowl with a whisk. It'll be really up to you. What I like about it is that you just put all these ingredients together, mix it, and you're done. It's really something, well, you'll see how easy it is. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm just going to put that all in that mixing bowl. Get that all out. Okay. You're going to be putting in a cup of granulated sugar. And I'm just going to stir that together a little bit. You're also going to put 1/2 cup of milk. You can see how easy it is. 1/2 cup of oil. Now you decide on the type of oil that you want, that you feel that you want to use, but 1/2 cup of oil, okay? You're also going to be putting in 2 eggs, and they've been at room temperature. I'm going to put one in at a time and just start to beat them in. That was the first one. And the second one went in. And just till they combine. You don't have to beat it very long at all. You're also going to be putting in a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of cloves. Now, if you don't like cloves, leave it out. I would just use cinnamon instead, and it will taste delicious. But if you do make it with cloves, you'll really, well, you really will like the bar better because it really has that spice quality that you're looking for. Okay, and then I'm just going to combine that together. And I'll show you what that looks like. Again, these are the recipes that when you're making them, they smell so good. Just when you're putting them together with all the nice spices with cinnamon and cloves, and then when you bake it, your whole kitchen smells so good. Okay, next thing you're going to do is you're going to be putting in raisins. And I put in 1/2 cup of raisins. You can also put 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts or pecans or whatever type of nut that you like or that you might have. I'm leaving them out because the person that I'm baking this for cannot eat nuts of any kind. But if you don't want to use nuts, this cookie bar is still absolutely delicious. So just put your raisins or your nuts in at this time, and then just put it on to blend. And you can see how quick and easy that was. I'm going to take my paddle out, take my excess off here. Okay. Now, I hope I went slow enough with the ingredients because, as I mentioned in all my videos now, I'm sorry, but I don't put the recipe below my video due to so many people taking my work and posting it, claiming it's theirs on different sites, and it's just not worth it anymore. So please watch me solely on YouTube. What I do want to tell you though, if you do try this recipe and you like it, well, leave a comment because I like to hear from you. But keep in mind, you need to write that comment and watch me on YouTube, because it's so frustrating when I see questions or comments that I do want to answer you and I can't because it isn't on YouTube. So please let me know, if you tried the recipe and you liked it. Now, this is what the batter will look like, okay? And keep in mind, put those nuts in if you like nuts. What you're going to do is you're going to grease a jelly roll pan, okay? And I'm quite generous with it because I don't want it to stick. Now, you're going to take all of this out of your bowl, of course. I want to get this all out. And just pour it into your pan. And then just start spreading it on your pan. You will have enough. I know a lot of people will write and say, no, it doesn't look like it was enough. No, it wasn't enough to cover my pan. But it really is. It really is. Okay. And just, as you can see me, I'm just stretching it out. Let me get a knife here to help me along a little bit. Okay, so you get the idea. And just spread it all out into your pan. Okay. Here, I'm not going to bore you with it, so I'm going to just move along. But just spread that out. Okay, and you're going to bake it at 375, and it probably is going to take you about 20 minutes. I would start checking it though around 15 minutes, because our oven's just set up so differently. So you don't want to, overcook them and dry them out. Now, I want to rinse my hands quickly. Being I was touching raw eggs, and I want to show you what it looks like once it's baked up. Now, this is how it's going to bake up, a beautiful golden brown. Now, if you want to cut after it cools, and you really don't want to cut it till it does cool. Mine are still a little bit warm, but you can eat this cookie bar, without any glaze or frosting on it. You can dust powdered sugar on it if you want, or you can make a glaze for it. So it's really going to be up to you. But traditionally, it's called an ice spiced bars. So, you generally do put an icing over it. Now, what I did was I just took 2 cups of powdered sugar, and you'll want it to make the icing as thin or thick as you want it, okay? And what I did was, you can use water, you can use warm water if you prefer, milk, and just mix that with the powdered sugar to the consistency that you want, okay? And then all you have to do is, and in fact, before we do that, I want to cut into one of the bars here. So let me grab a knife and kind of show you what it looks like, because it's going to be harder for me to show you once I put the icing, because the icing does have to, cool. It makes for a very light, it's not real dense. I don't know if you can see it as I'm pushing down on this cookie bar, how it comes right back, but how soft and light it is. If you like spice cakes or spice cookies and raisins and nuts, you're really going to like this. And again, this tastes delicious just on its own without the icing. It'll be up to you. And then just take your icing, you know, and just drizzle it all over. And then I usually take a knife, and then I just start to bring it all over. Now, if you want to put more icing than that 2 cups, make a little more, you know, make 2.5 cups or 3. It really depends on you how you want to make these bars, you know. And then what I like to do is set this up in the refrigerator, or if you don't want to have room in your refrigerator, you can set it up and put it in your freezer, just so that the icing can set up nicely. So if you don't want to see a lot of the cookie bar underneath the icing, like I said, you know, make a little more than 2 cups if you like it to look solid with the icing. That's really, you know, up to you. Okay, but you can get the idea of what it looks like. And again, keep in mind how thick or thin that you like the icing. Okay, let's just use this all up here. Okay, but you get the idea on the icing. And then you can also garnish it with some chopped nuts, the nuts that you used inside for the cookie bar. Or, let's set that aside. You can just put some colored jimmies on, or use different decorations for the holidays, or you know, whatever it is. If it's maybe Easter or it's Christmas, you can use different colored jimmies. Or just leave it with the ice top as you can see it now, and it comes out very, very pretty. But let it set up in a refrigerator or a freezer, you know, for 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, that kind of thing. But you get the general idea here, and you can make it very colorful. And what's nice is you can make the bar as, you know, as large as the piece you want or as small, and it's great for parties or church socials that you need a dessert, and you need a quick dessert maybe to make for an occasion like that. So I hope you give this recipe a try. It's iced spice bars. It's a quick recipe. It's an easy recipe, and I feel it's a good one. So again, if you do try it, please leave a comment, because I really would be interested in reading your questions or your comments. If you're so inclined and you want to subscribe to the channel, I can't thank you enough. Or if you want to like the video or give it a ring, boy, I'd appreciate it very much. I want to thank you if you've watched my videos in the past. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do so, or whether to write, or I just can't thank you enough. So thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake, and I'll see you soon.